up, YouTube? Topaz Jakes back for another daily review, and this one is to that Lupe Fiasco Jump. And I'm giving this one the yellow light because I did enjoy that production. I did enjoy how he was flowing on that production, but besides that, nothing much was any good about this because it's ultimately a big story that he's trying to do, but yet it comes off as a B-list Hollywood type movie. Like, take Sharknado, where just a bunch of random things are happening and for no particular reason, and it honestly just makes no sense at all. That's honestly how this story comes off at. And I guess I should say I'm giving you spoilers here because I'm gonna tell you exactly what happens in this story, but why would you really care if it's this bad of a story? So the story begins with Lupe Fiasco driving through the hood and such, man, and then he's approached by a female trapper, in which this female trapper is ultimately threatening him in order for him to write some songs for her so she can go from trapper to rapper. And you know, I'm somewhat with Lupe on that because that happens all the time and such in the hood, dude. Like, that's exactly what happened with the whole Soulja Boy thing, dude, because he most likely has been getting exploited by these gangs and such to the point that he thinks that he can claim them, but yet he can't. So while negotiating on how to actually make that song happen, a bunch of people just randomly pop up and start shooting at them. Now, you never understand why they're shooting at them or who these people are, but it's just happening, so just go with it. So to progress the story, man, they end up hopping out the car and seeing a fence and trying to hop the fence, but yet they wasn't able to hop the fence. Like, why even attempt to hop the fence if you know you can't do it? But yet, never mind that, they decide to hide in some bushes, and how they hid in the bushes and were not seen because they were getting chased and such, dude, is beyond me, but yet that's what happens. They honestly got away by hiding in these bushes, but yet while hiding in these bushes, UFOs came and abducted them. And that point right there is where it ultimately becomes a parody of itself and the point of no return, man, but we'll come back to that later. But so the story continues to go. So they're abducted in the alien spacecraft, and they're ultimately sitting there having an argument like, okay, why do you want to go back to Earth? We doing some next level stuff here, man. We on a UFO, like, really? Now, there are two ways you could perceive this story, man. The first way is, okay, this could be a parody upon all of these trap rappers' stories that they constantly having here. Because a lot of trap rappers love to have stories about how they've been doing shootouts, how they've been shooting and killing all of these people, when obviously it's false. It may be just as true as this story would be right here, dude, which that is somewhat believable, but then it could also be the standard level of quality that he's gunning for this album, because he is still signed to Atlantic. A lot of people think his last album was the final album that he had, and this is why you honestly never should believe anything that you hear, because that album could have been the last album on the deal, but yet you never know if there was options applied to it, because most rapper deals have options to them like that. Record labels can pick up if they decide they want to keep you. They can pick up on an option for a later album. Lupe could honestly be on Atlantic for a very long time, man. You never know until you actually sit down and read the actual deal and what's in place. So take for example, if the labels have options for like maybe 3 more albums off of them, he could be stuck with Atlantic for a while, so therefore he could just be dishing out crap in order for him to get out from under Atlantic. And you know, seeing as though Wild Child just came off as a super crossover rap pop type collaboration, dude, it could honestly be going in that direction. Like, the only thing that's keeping me hyped for this Droga's Light album and such is the fact that that Made in America was so dope. So this is honestly why I'm not giving this song the benefit of a doubt. I do feel as though this is worth a listen, man, but nothing much more than that. But a quick recap here. The positives that I'm taking from this is I like that production, I like the flow that he got going for it, man, but yet the negatives is the story is just everywhere and it really does not work. But this concludes today's review, man, and now we're going to jump into a brief instrumental from underground producer DJ Stack, man, before we jump into the news and then jump into an article from downloadpass.com. So did you guys see the TV show Atlanta won a Golden Globe, man? And you know, big shots out there to Donald Glover and everything, man. And that whole cast, they definitely did what needed to be done, man. It was an excellent show. They definitely were deserving of such. And then he gave a shout out to the Migos on some random stuff too, man. But you know, it is what it is. But anyway, on to today's article from downloadpass.com. And today's article is about the same day work, dude. Because here's the thing. Whenever something great happens to come out, then everybody tends to drop stuff on the same exact day. I don't know how this just happens, man, but yet consistently throughout the years, I have noticed it to be a complete trend. Maybe it's just everybody is having the same thought process. Maybe people see something dope that comes out and they want to directly compete with it. Ain't no telling. But yet we as listeners can learn from this dude, because when one dope project comes, you should honestly be on the hunt and expecting at least 2 more. Because I made an article about that not that long ago, man. The rule of threes. Usually 3 things happen at all one time. So whenever you come across dope music that you like, man, be on high alert for some more. Like, you honestly should be seeking out underground acts. You should honestly be seeking out a lot of other different types of music so you can find those 3. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there. And you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.